Hello, this is Mr. Hornsby 83 with Mr. Hornsby 83 Retro Topic, and I will be talking about. This is a two-part video. I'll be doing the other part sometime next week. Uh, I will be talking about flaws in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies that I've noticed watching them. Reason why I haven't done a video for nearly 2 weeks is because I've been frustrated with pipe problems and freaking having to bathe at other places other than my house, use bathroom at other places other than my house. But so alright, I'm gonna do Nightmares 1 to 3 this week, and then next video I'll do 4 to 7. So I'm gonna start with part 1, and first thing I noticed, one major flaw in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1 is how many times Freddy had a chance to kill Nancy and never really capitalized on the opportunity, because he either was taunting her, taking a sweet little time, or just cutting himself. So, another flaw with the movie is it's funny how when Tina wakes up from the dream and she sees her mom sees that her dress has been cut, that her mom don't think nothing weird about that, which, just crazy. But, also, so like, Nightmare on Elm Street 1 had a lot of flaws because it was the first one, and it, kind of prototype movie, and from what I heard from the budget, they didn't have a very big budget for the first one. I think they had a little bit bigger budget for the second one, which I'll get to here shortly. But, another flaw is when Tina's dying, Rod decides, I'm not gonna go get Nancy and Glenn to show them that something supernatural's happening to him. And then he's expecting Nancy to believe him the next day that he didn't kill Tina. And she really, kind of had doubts whether she freaking believed him or not, because of the fact that, she knew about the dreams that Tina had, and she said she had the same dreams. Which, if they both had the same dreams, how'd they both be able to survive the next day? But, I don't know. But, another thing with the flaw is the part where Glenn's playing the tape because he told his mom he was staying at a cousin's at close to the airport, and you hear all these freaking got the tape where you hear a street race, you hear freaking lady screaming crazily, and the part where the lady's screaming, freaking Nancy kind of freaks out and fast forwards it. Then, like, you hear, God, is Glenn's mom that stupid? I don't know. But, another flaw is even though after Rod got hung in the cell, which I guess they can kind of self-explain, he committed suicide himself, but, they still didn't believe Nancy. Also, the fact that when Nancy was checking on Rod before he got hung, Freddy, again, had a chance to kill Nancy and just wasted time, didn't do it. But, also, the fact that when the alarm goes off and Nancy's got a hold of Freddy and Freddy's got her, she's not able to pull him out. But yet, later on, she pulls out the hat, and at the end of the movie, she's able to pull out Freddy. But yet, you couldn't do it at that point. It makes a lot of sense. But, another thing, too, I don't know if Nancy's dad was in that much bad denial or what, but after he went to Glenn's room and seen what was going on, I guess he still thought Nancy was P4 on and going psycho. Nobody believed it was Freddy, even though her mom eventually does tell her about them killing Freddy, but, in the Nightmare on Elm Street pilot show, I don't even think they had anything to do with Nancy's mom in that episode. Well, not the the frickin' Freddy's Nightmares. The Freddy's Nightmare show, they had nothing to do she didn't really have nothing to do with the plot, but, you know. Now let's jump ahead to the complete ending. Where Nancy and Freddy final confrontation after Freddy's killed her mom. She says, I'm going to take all my power away from you. I'm going to walk away and, you know, that'll make you fade away or whatnot. And while she's talking this whole time, Freddy has a chance just to freaking kill her. Again, missed opportunity, but has a chance to kill her. Doesn't do it. He lets her talk. And then when she turns her back to walk away, then he goes to kill her. Like, duh. That whole time she was talking, you couldn't just freaking go at her, put the claw in her. But, you know. I don't know. Freddy fades away. She walks out the door. Her and her mom are talking. And then, you know, she gets in the car with Rod and Tina and Glenn, who are all dead, and her mom sitting there waving. Now, this ending sequence was kind of weird, because you can't tell if it was Nancy dreaming or if it was her mom dreaming as she was dying, because, you know, yeah, Freddy pulled her mom through, but if it was Nancy and dreaming, why the heck didn't she die? Why didn't Freddy kill her instead of pulling mom through the door? So, you know, so yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, a lot of flaws, still a good movie, but, you know, I just thought I'd point out some of the flaws. I'm a big fan of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. I'm not trying to hate on it, but yeah, a lot of flaws in it. Alright, next up is 2. And before I get into some of the flaws in 2, which I probably won't talk too much about 2 as I did the first one, but, I didn't care for 2. But, first off, I don't even think 2 was canon to the rest of Nightmare on Elm Street stories, because the closest thing we got to it being kind of canon is Nancy's diary. Everything else seemed not canon, you know. Freddy, why did Freddy need Jesse to kill people, and why was it he had Jesse kill the freaking gym coach? First person gets killed in the movie is the gym coach, of all people. And if he's possessing and controlling Jesse, why the heck doesn't he have Jesse kill other kids? Like, I don't know. But, also, why was, you know, I don't know, I don't even want to talk about it. 2 really, I don't care what people say about 6. 2 really is the worst freaking Nightmare on Elm Street out there, despite what people say about 6. But, really, yeah, there's a lot of flaws. I don't want to point them out because I really don't like talking about 2, because 2 really freaking sucks. Now let's get to 3, the true sequel of Nightmare on Elm Street 1, which is with Kristen. And at least this time you could tell Freddy was working hard to kill Kristen. Yeah, but, let's get into the first flaw, which is Kristen wakes up from being chased by Freddy, goes in the bathroom. If she's awake, how is Freddy still able to attack her is what I didn't get. Another problem I had, in the VCR version, you had the song Dream Warriors playing as Kristen's building the house. I mean, well, she turns that song on. But they don't have it in the first, I guess, DVD set. Maybe the later DVDs, they put that song back in there. So, I don't know, and I figured, well, maybe they couldn't do it because they didn't have the rights. But then, if you listen to the end, you'll see where that's already thrown out. But, so yeah. What I don't get is how was Freddy able to attack Kristen when she was awake? No. I guess she dozed off in the bathroom while she was washing her hands or whatnot. But, next up, we really don't find out how Nancy overcame all the issues she had with Freddy, other than the fact that she was taking this green pill. But, when she gets introduced is when Kristen's, like, trying to keep from being sedated, and, they don't explain too much about what happened to Nancy after the events of 1, other than, she went on to college, became a great psychologist on dreams, and dreams and that. Then we get to the part in the dream room, in the group room, where all the characters, other than the ones she already met, like Kincaid and Philip and Kristen, and I think, yeah. So they're all talking, and Philip brings up probably the best point in this freaking movie. Why is it that no one found it weird that we all dreamt about this guy before we met, and we're making maximum progress, maximum effort with minimal progress, and you freaking, then the nurse, then Dr. Sim says, well, you won't figure out anything until you realize what your dreams are. And Nancy asks, then what are they? The byproducts of guilt. Guilt for what? Are they guilty that their parents killed Freddy, so they're freaking dreaming about him so he could kill them? I don't know. But, you know, God, the freaking smart doctors, these freaking doctors in this movie was really stupid. But, then the next flaw is where Philip's death comes up, where, somehow or another he's able to walk out of a freaking maximum security place. I guess they don't have many doctors, many nurses, or many security guards for this kid to get out. And apparently he's across the street at a church, but yet it's a sleepwalking accident. Or when they say, oh, he was wide awake, well then he's suicide. What? What? No, I mean, how the heck, first of all, how could there be a sleepwalking accident when he's able to walk out of the maximum security place, walk all the way up to a church building, and, you know, fall 50 feet in the air? I don't know. But, so, pretty much, and not too long after that, we get Dr. Gordon, what's the freaking word I'm looking for? Suggesting that they use some kind of dream suppressant to help with the dreams, and Dr. Sims is mad, and like, he says, well, you know what, or she says, what has she talked into, and he's like, it's my place to know what these dreams stopped, and she's like, and she said, well, I can't do that. He's like, well, then I'll go straight to Carter if I have to, and he'll either take my resignation or fire me. But then after that, this is the part that don't make no sense. Then after that, if he's so confident in what Nancy was saying about the dream suppressant, why the heck does he say, well, I hope you know what you've gotten us into? Well, if you're that confident that you're going to freaking give away your job for this thing, why are you freaking saying, I hope you know what you got us into? But, yeah, this movie's got so many flaws it's unreal. I mean, it's not as bad as the first one. But, then we jump to, I guess you could say, the part where Freddy, where Gordon and Nancy's dad's trying to bury Freddy's remains, and the part where Nancy's like, you know, she didn't know as much as Amanda about Freddy, but Amanda knows so much about Freddy because that's her son. But she didn't call herself Amanda Kruger in the third one. She called herself Sister Mary Helen, which I guess was some kind of alias she used. But, and apparently only her dad knew what her remains were. Again, the Nightmare on Elm Street show pilot, pretty much, we didn't see Nancy's parents at all in that freaking pilot. We didn't have anybody with the last name Thompson involved in the Freddy Krueger death in the show. So, I don't know, maybe they were like somewhere around there. But, and the guy that did kill Freddy, he ended up freaking dying at the end of that episode. So, then we get to where the remains are. Freddy just, you know, killed Nancy's dad, knocked Neil out, knocked him into the hole where they were going to bury his remains, gave a little, then the platters back down. Oh yeah, one more thing before I finish. When they go to save Joey, Nancy, Kristen, and Kincaid, you know, Kincaid comes, hits Freddy, they get Joey free, and like he grabs Kincaid and Nancy puts the pipe through him, and she's like, what's wrong? I've never been this strong before. So he pulls it out and licks it. And then he shows the spirits of the kids, their souls. Now, if he could do this in this one, why couldn't he do it in frickin' part 1? But then again, part 1 was kind of a prototype movie. They didn't expect it to do as well as it did. But then we get to the remains, which are just basically covered with Freddy. Before knowing for sure Neil was dead, he just goes back to frickin' Dreamland to kill Nancy and them. So we're at the part where they're in a room where a bunch of mirrors. Freddy's like, sorry to keep you waiting. Perhaps if there was more of me around. And then like he pulls Kincaid, Nancy, and Kristen into a mirror. And Joey finally talks because he was mute the whole movie. And he jumps up, yells, "No!" And then the mirror shatters. Kincaid, Nancy, and Kristen pop out, and they're celebrating like they beat Freddy. Now, how the heck could you beat Freddy with that? I don't know what, especially Nancy should have known better, since she had already tangled with Freddy in the first one. But apparently, she forgot she tangled with Freddy in the first one, because that's pretty much what that was. So, we get the part where Nancy's dad, well, it was Freddy disguised as Nancy's dad. He's like, "I crossed over, babe, but I couldn't leave without telling you how far I am." I'm thinking, Nancy knows Freddy plays mind games. And she fell for his freaking mind game of being disguised as her dad. So, my honest opinion, and people might hate me for saying this, since she was being so stupid, she deserved to die in 3. But, Freddy, then, Neil wakes up, puts the remains in there, does ashes to ashes, dust to dust, blah, blah, blah. Puts the freaking holy water, and then Freddy's like, and then, he puts the cross, and then Freddy just finally explodes, but she takes a cheap shot at that in Nightmare 6, which I'll talk about in the next video. But, pretty much, I'll say, for these movies are good and all, and I'm a big fan of Nightmare on Elm Street, but they do have a lot of flaws in them. And I'll point out some of the flaws for the next 4. But, 2 had a lot of flaws. I just didn't want to talk about 2 because I really freaking hate 2. Freaking the worst Nightmare on Elm Street ever made, despite what people say about 6. I'd rather watch 6 than I would 2. But, that'll do it. Tomorrow night I'm going to try to get my Strain review in. I guess I'll wait till the last couple episodes of season 3 of Turtles, because season 4 should be starting, and there's only I think maybe 3 episodes, but 2 of those episodes will be put into a 2-parter basically, which will then lead into a cliffhanger into the next season, which will probably start right the week after that season ends. So, that'll do it for this video. Please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe. Check out my Facebook fan page. I do most of my posting. I put my videos on there. And check me out. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Hornsby83, which I do post what I'm going to do on Twitter to get some people from Twitter to catch some of my videos. But that'll do it. Peace out.